welcome to HKSN. I'm standing in front of the rec center near Huffman Baptist Church because this week we are sponsored by the Community Food Drive, which will be led by Huffman Baptist Church and Kingdom Family Christian Fellowship. The food drive will require you to bring some dry food and canned foods. The day will be in May 18th, starting from 10 to 2. More information will be in huffmanbaptist.org. Now, let's get on with the episode.
Hey everybody, I'm Jordan. I'm an EMT, which stands for Emergency Medical Technician. If you're hurt or you're ill, you'll probably call 911 and somebody come get you in an ambulance. They'll take you in the back and they'll use one of these. This is a stethoscope. This is what we use to listen to your heart rate and check your blood pressure. If somebody's heart stops, we'll probably use one of these, an AED, and get their heart back started. The amazing thing is Jesus didn't need all these fancy tools to heal people. He uses his words and his touch, which we will learn here in our lesson.
Hi. Last week, Sean talked to us about the disciples and how Jesus called them to follow him. They were immediately willing to do that, dropped everything they were doing just to follow him. Today we are going to continue on and learn more about what happens next. We are going to be reading from Mark chapter 1, and we're going to start in verse 21. They went to Capernaum, and when the Sabbath came, Jesus went into the synagogue and began to teach. What is a synagogue? Synagogue is like our church here at Huffman Baptist. It is the place that Jewish people go to learn more about and to worship God. Let's pick up in verse 22. The people were amazed at his teaching because he taught them as one who had authority, not as the teachers of the law. So right away, as soon as Jesus started teaching, they knew something was different about him. They knew that there was something special about this man that was teaching them. Just then, a man in their synagogue who was possessed by an evil spirit cried out, "What do you want with us, Jesus of Nazareth? Have you come to destroy us? I know who you are, the Holy One of God." "Be quiet," said Jesus sternly. "Come out of him." The evil spirit shook the man violently and came out of him with a shriek. The people were all so amazed that they asked each other, "What is this? A new teaching? And with authority. He even gives orders to evil spirits and they obey him." News about him spread quickly over the whole region of Galilee. So Jesus spoke, and the evil spirit obeyed him just by a word. Wow. Let's pick up in verse 29. As soon as they left the synagogue, they were with James and John to the home of Simon and Andrew. Simon's mother-in-law was in bed with a fever, and they told Jesus about her. So he went to her, took her hand, and helped her up. The fever left her, and she began to wait on them. That evening, after sunset, the people brought to Jesus all the sick and demon-possessed. So Jesus went to this house. The mother-in-law had a fever and was sick. And all he did was walk over and help her stand up. The fever was gone, and she started working and helping feed them food and serving them. So people heard about this, and they all started coming. It says, that evening after sunset, the people brought to Jesus all the sick and demon-possessed. The whole town gathered at the door. And Jesus healed many who had various diseases. He also drove out many demons, but he would not let them speak because they knew who he was. Very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where he prayed. Simon and his companions went to look for him, and when they found him, they exclaimed, "Everyone is looking for you." Jesus replied, "Let us go somewhere else, to the nearby village, so I can preach there also. That is why I have come." So he traveled throughout Galilee, preaching in their synagogues and driving out demons. Jesus came to earth to teach us, to show us who Jesus and who God his Father is. He went around teaching and preaching in all the synagogues, and he had a huge following. Just with his word, people were healed. People were able to do new things. Now, earlier Jordan was showing us what she can do as an EMT. She has things that she uses. Earthly things, medical equipment. But God didn't use any of that to heal the woman from the fever or to drive out the demons. He just used his words. Thank you, Jesus, for coming to show us who you are.
All right, kids, get up. I've got an activity for us to do. Are you up yet? Come on, get up. Get on your feet. Now go clean the room. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So what you got to do is you got to do what I do, but you also got to do what I say. All right? So let's start easy. Let's just spin around. Jump up and down. Touch your nose. Stop touching your nose. Jump up and down with your hand on your nose. All right. Do the worm. Do the worm backwards. Spin around. Slide to the right. Slide to the left. Crisscross. Crisscross. A cha-cha roast move. All right. Everybody relax. The reason for this activity was because in today's lesson, Miss Carrie told us about how everybody around wanted to listen and see what Jesus was doing. She told us about how Jesus was preaching in the synagogue and how they all came to listen and hear what he had to say, just like you had to listen to the things I was telling you. When he was casting out the evil spirit and performing that miracle, everyone stood and watched and was amazed at the thing he was doing, just like you had to watch and follow me. If we read our Bibles, we can see pretty much what happened. We can picture, as we're reading, the miracles that Jesus did. He's done countless miracles. And it's important that for us to read our Bibles so that we can know the things that Jesus did.
This has been HKSN. Tune in next week for the lesson of Jesus' teaching. Thanks for watching.